Phoenix Audio presents
Willy and Alvirah, a collection of short stories by Mary Higgins Clark.
Death at the Cape. It was the August afternoon, shortly after they arrived at their rented cottage in the village of Dennis on Cape Cod, that Alvirah Meehan noticed that there was something very odd about their neighbor, a painfully thin young woman in her late 20s. After she and Willy looked around a bit, remarking favorably about the four-poster maple bed, the hooked rugs, the cheery kitchen, the adorable knickknacks, and the fresh, sea-scented breeze, they unpacked their expensive new clothes from their matching Vuitton luggage. Willy then poured an ice-cold beer for them to enjoy on the deck that overlooked Cape Cod Bay. Willy, his rotund body eased onto a padded wicker chase lounge, remarked that it was going to be one heck of a sunset, and thank God to get a little peace. Ever since they'd won the $40 million in the New York State Lottery 2 years ago, Alvirah had been a walking lightning rod. First, she went to the Cypress Point Spa and nearly got murdered. Then, they'd gone on a cruise, and wouldn't you know, the man who sat next to them at the community table in the dining room ended up dead as a mackerel. But anyhow, with the accumulated wisdom of his 59 years, Willy was sure that at least in Cape Cod they'd have the quiet he'd been searching for. And if Alvirah wrote an article for the New York Globe about this vacation, it would have to do with the weather and the fishing. During this narration, Alvirah was sitting at the picnic table, a companionable few feet from Willy's stretched-out form. She wished she'd remembered to put on a sun hat. The beautician at Sassoon's had warned her against getting too much sun on her hair. "It's such a lovely rust shade now, Mrs. Meehan. We don't want it to get those nasty yellow streaks, do we?" Since recovering from the attempt on her life at the Cypress Point Spa, Alvirah had regained all the weight she'd paid $3,000 to lose, and was again a comfortable size somewhere between 14 and 16. But Willy constantly observed that when he put his arms around her, he knew he was holding a woman, not one of those half-starved zombies.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?